Welcome back to the channel where pocket change turns into powerful stories and rare coins reveal their hidden value. Rarest coins. Today, we're exploring a coin that millions of Americans have handled without ever realizing its true potential. I'm talking about the 1967 Washington quarter dollar. It's a coin most people overlook, but one rare version of this simple quarter has shocked collectors around the world. One single 1967 quarter sold for a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. That's right. A 25-cent piece that you could find in your change turned into a record-breaking treasure. How does that happen? What made this particular coin so valuable? And could you possibly have one sitting in your coin jar or tucked away in a drawer? Let's break it all down. First, let's start with the history of the Washington quarter. It was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Designed by John Flanagan, the original portrait of Washington became one of the most iconic images in American coinage. The reverse featured a bold eagle, wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows above olive branches, a symbol of strength and peace. That design remained virtually unchanged until the state quarter program in 1999. Now, let's zoom in on 1967. This year was especially important in U.S. coin history. Just a few years earlier, in 1965, the United States Mint stopped using silver in its dimes, quarters, and half dollars for general circulation. Before that, coins had been made from 90% silver. But due to rising silver prices, the government made a switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition starting in 1965. The 1967 Washington quarter was part of that transition period. That means all quarters from that year were supposed to be made using the new copper-nickel-clad formula, with no silver content. Also, for those 3 years, 1965, 1966, and 1967, the U.S. Mint did not put mint marks on coins. That's right. Whether a coin was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, they all looked the same. So, how could a coin from 1967, with no mint mark and no silver, be worth over $1.7 million? Let's dig into that. In the world of coin collecting, errors are everything. And in this case, one incredibly rare and unexpected mistake changed everything. A single 1967 Washington quarter was discovered to have been mistakenly struck on a 90% silver planchet. That's right. Even though all quarters were supposed to be copper-nickel by that time, this coin was somehow created using the leftover silver blanks from earlier years. Most likely, it was a result of an old planchet being left in the press during the transition period. At first glance, this coin looks normal. But when weighed, it came in at 6.25 grams, heavier than the expected 5.67 grams of a clad quarter. It also had a distinctive ring when dropped on a hard surface, a clear giveaway for those who know how to listen. Under close examination, the silver luster and edge coloring gave it away. It was a mistake that never should have happened. But it did. When this silver error coin was verified by a top grading service, it was given a high mint state grade, confirming it was not only rare, it was in near-perfect condition. That combination of rarity, historical importance, and flawless preservation sent shockwaves through the collecting world. Eventually, when this coin went up for auction, a bidding war broke out among elite collectors. The final price? $1.7 million. A world record for a Washington quarter. A moment that rewrote modern coin collecting history. Now let's talk about you. Could you be holding a valuable 1967 quarter right now? Here's what to look for. First, check the weight. Use a precise digital scale. A normal 1967 quarter should weigh around 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs over 6 grams, especially around 6.2 or higher, it could be a silver planchet error. Next, listen carefully. If the coin rings like a bell when gently dropped on a hard surface, it might be silver. Clad coins tend to make a dull sound. Silver coins, especially those struck properly, make a sharp, high-pitched ringing noise. Third, look at the edge of the coin. A clad quarter will show a visible copper stripe along the edge. A silver coin will show a solid silver color from edge to edge. Finally, if your coin shows any of these signs, get it professionally graded. Never clean the coin. Cleaning reduces value instantly. Instead, send it to a trusted grading company like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm its composition, check for authenticity, and give it a certified grade that will determine its market value. Even if you don't have the million-dollar version, 1967 quarters can still be worth far more than face value in high grades. Uncirculated coins with full strike details can sell for $20 to $100 or more, depending on condition. And error coins, like double strikes, off-center strikes, or die breaks, can bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The key is condition and rarity. The better preserved your coin is, and the more unusual it is, the more collectors will want it. The story of the 1967 Washington quarter is more than just a price tag. It's a reminder that history is still alive in the coins we use every day. It's a wake-up call to look a little closer at what's in your wallet. And it's proof that even in the modern era, rare and valuable treasures can still be found in the most ordinary places. So next time you get change at the store, don't just toss it into a cup holder or coin jar. Take a minute to look. Because you never know, you could be holding a piece of history worth over $1 million. Thanks for watching. If you found this video fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about rare coins, incredible finds, and the hidden value sitting right in your pocket. Drop a comment below if you've ever found an unusual coin. Who knows, your story could be the next big feature on this channel. Until next time, keep your eyes open, keep collecting, and as always, happy hunting. Let me know if you want help turning this into a visual script for editors. Need a thumbnail title suggestion like this 1967 quarter sold for $1.7 million. Here's why, or want background music cues. Hi. Welcome back to the channel where everyday coins turn into unexpected rarest coins. Today, we're taking a closer look at one of the most surprising stories in modern coin collecting. A coin you've probably seen countless times in your pocket, change drawer, or stuck between your car seats. The 1984 D Washington quarter. To most people, it's just 25 cents. Nothing special. But what if I told you one single 1984 D quarter turned out to be worth a staggering $1.4 million? Yes, you heard that right. One quarter, 25 cents. Sold for $1.4 million. This isn't fiction. It's real. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how it happened, what to look for, and why this coin is now one of the most talked about rarities in the world of numismatics. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, commemorating the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design by John Flanagan features Washington's profile on the obverse, or front, with the word liberty above, the motto "In God We Trust" to the left, and the date at the bottom. The reverse side, from 1932 to 1998, featured an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows. The 1984 Washington quarter fits squarely in this design era. The D Mint mark under the motto "In God We Trust" means it was struck at the Denver Mint. That year, over 500 million quarters were minted in Denver alone. So what makes this one coin so incredibly valuable? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, error, and condition. Let's talk about the coin that sold for $1.4 million. This particular quarter had a rare double minting error. That means it was struck not once, but twice, and not just slightly off-center. The second strike was dramatically misaligned. This type of mint error is extremely rare, especially on a coin that made it into the hands of collectors without being damaged or worn down. But that wasn't the only thing that made this coin stand out. The coin was also struck on a transitional planchet. This means it was created using the wrong metal. By 1984, quarters were supposed to be struck using copper-nickel clad planchets. But this particular coin was somehow minted on a blank intended for a foreign coin, composed of a different alloy. That made it heavier and gave it a unique coloration. It's extremely rare for this to happen, and even rarer for a coin like this to survive in pristine condition. You've got a major minting error, struck on the wrong planchet, with dramatic visual differences, all wrapped into one coin. And to top it off, it was in near-perfect condition, graded mint state by one of the most respected grading services in the world. This coin didn't just check a box. It checked every box. Rarity, uniqueness, historical importance, and flawless preservation. When it went up for auction, major collectors and investors knew it was special. The bidding was fierce. And when the final hammer came down, the coin sold for $1.4 million, setting a record for the highest price ever paid for a 1984 D Washington quarter. Now you might be asking, could you have a valuable 1984 D quarter in your collection or loose change? Maybe. Here's what you need to look for. First, check the date and mint mark. Make sure it says 1984 with a small d under "In God We Trust." That confirms it was minted in Denver. Next, Examine the coin carefully. Look for any obvious signs of a double strike or misalignment. A normal quarter will have perfectly centered details. If you see two sets of images or letters shifted slightly, or if the coin looks like it was struck twice, it might be a double strike. Now check the weight. A standard 1984 D quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If yours weighs more than 6 grams, it could have been struck on the wrong planchet. Use a digital coin scale to measure the weight accurately. Also pay attention to the color and luster. A copper nickel-clad coin will have a silver tone with a slightly dull finish. If your coin has a golden hue or a different shine, it could be a clue that it's composed of a different metal. Lastly, examine the edge of the coin. A normal quarter has a reeded or ridged edge with a visible copper layer when viewed from the side. If your coin has no copper stripe or looks solid silver or gold from the edge, you may be onto something special. If you think you've found something unusual, stop. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning it can reduce its value instantly. Instead, send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate, grade, and encapsulate the coin, giving it an official market value that collectors trust. Even if you don't have the million-dollar version, 1984, D quarters in perfect mint condition can still be worth a lot more than face value. Uncirculated examples can fetch anywhere from $10 to $50 or more. And if the coin has any kind of die crack, double die, off-center strike, or other error, the value could climb into the hundreds or even thousands. This story isn't just about a lucky collector or a rare mistake. It's about how even the most ordinary items in our daily lives can carry stories, secrets, and surprises. It's about why coin collecting is still one of the most rewarding hobbies in the world. You don't have to travel across the globe or dig through ancient ruins. Sometimes, all it takes is a close look at the change in your hand. So next time you're going through your wallet or cleaning out your coin jar, take a moment. Look at the details. Check the date. Weigh the coin. Because that next million-dollar quarter might not be lost in a museum or locked in a vault. It might be sitting in your pocket, waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible coin facts, valuable discoveries, and tips on how to spot treasures hiding in plain sight. Have you ever found a rare coin or strange error in your change? Share your story in the comments below. You might inspire the next big discovery. Until next time, keep looking, stay curious, and happy hunting. If you'd like help creating a title, thumbnail, or visuals list to match this script, just let me know. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising stories in modern coin collecting history. The 1990 D Washington quarter dollar. On the surface, it might just look like a regular coin you'd find in your pocket change. But what if I told you that one of these coins sold for an unbelievable $1.2 million? That's right. A single 1990 D quarter became a millionaire's treasure. So what makes this coin so valuable? Is your pocket change hiding a fortune? Let's explore the history, the details, and the shocking facts that made this humble coin skyrocket in value. Let's start with some basics. The Washington quarter has been part of American coinage since 1932. It was originally issued to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington and quickly became a permanent part of the coin rotation. For most people, quarters are just everyday currency. But for collectors, every year, every mint mark, and every little detail matters. The 1990 Washington quarter was minted in huge numbers. Over 900 million were struck that year across the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Denver mint version is the one with a small d just below the motto "In God We Trust" on the obverse side. So what makes the 1990 D special? Well, not all 1990 D quarters are valuable. In fact, the vast majority are worth just 25 cents. But there's one coin out there, one legendary error that changed everything. In 2023, a rare error version of the 1990 D quarter surfaced and stunned the coin collecting community. This specific coin had a double denomination error. That means it was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another coin. In this case, it was struck on a Sacagawea dollar blank, which gave the quarter a gold-toned appearance, a thicker edge, and a completely different feel in hand. The result was a Washington quarter with all the markings of a quarter, but physically closer to a dollar coin. Minting errors like this are extremely rare. Most are caught before the coins leave the mint. But once in a while, one escapes and ends up in circulation or in a collector's hands. When this particular 1990 D error coin came to light, experts verified its authenticity and its uniqueness. And then, in a stunning auction, it sold for over $1.2 million. Now let's talk about why error coins like this fetch such high prices. First, rarity. The rarer the coin, the more collectors want it. In this case, only one known example exists. Second, demand. Coin collectors love stories, especially when they involve mistakes that made it past quality control. Finally, condition. The $1 million quarter was in near-perfect condition, graded by a top agency as mint state. All three of these factors created a perfect storm for that record-breaking price. So how do you know if your 1990 D quarter is valuable? Here's what you should look for. First, check the color and weight. A regular quarter weighs 5.67 grams and has a silverish tone. If your coin is heavier, golden in color, or feels off, it might be worth a second look. Second, inspect the edges. A regular quarter has a reeded edge. If your coin has a smooth edge or a thicker rim, it could be an error strike. Lastly, check with a professional. If you suspect your coin is unusual, have it authenticated and graded. Sometimes, small details make a big difference. Beyond this $1 million version, are other 1990 D quarters worth anything? Yes. Quarters in perfect uncirculated condition with sharp details and no signs of wear can be worth several dollars to collectors. Proof versions, especially those from special mint sets, can go for even more. And of course, any error coin from the 1990 D series could be worth hundreds or thousands depending on the type and rarity of the error. Now you might be wondering, how does a coin like this even make it out of the mint? The US Mint has incredibly high standards, but it's not perfect. Sometimes, blank planchets get mixed up. Sometimes, dies get misaligned or doubled. And every now and then, these mistakes go unnoticed. That's what happened here. A Sacagawea dollar blank accidentally got fed into a press set up to strike Washington quarters. The result? A golden-toned quarter-sized coin with the wrong metal composition and the right details to blow collectors' minds. This story is also a reminder of how exciting coin collecting can be. It's not just about old coins or ancient relics. Even modern coins from the 90s, coins that millions of us grew up using, can turn out to be hidden treasures. All it takes is the right combination of error, timing, and attention to detail. So next time you're sorting through change or emptying that jar of coins at home, take a closer look. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. A $1 million mistake could be waiting for you. And who knows, your next trip to the convenience store could include a life-changing quarter. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin stories, numismatic news, and hidden treasure finds. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck. Let me know if you'd like a voiceover script version, background music suggestions, or visuals planning for the video. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden stories and unbelievable values behind the coins you see every day. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking and exciting modern coin discoveries, the 2021 P. Washington quarter. Now, this is a coin you probably saw in your change and didn't think twice about. But what if I told you one of these coins sold for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million? That's right, one single quarter. Just 25 cents face value. Worth more than most homes. You're going to want to stick around for this one. Let's get into the fascinating history, the surprising error, and everything that makes the 2021 P. Washington quarter not just another modern coin, but potentially one of the most valuable finds in recent U.S. coin history. So let's begin with a bit of background. The Washington quarter has been part of American currency since 1932. Over the decades, the design has evolved. In 2021, the U.S. Mint introduced the last quarter in the America the Beautiful series and then transitioned to the Washington crossing the Delaware reverse design. This design was meant as a nod to the original spirit of the nation, showing General Washington standing heroically at the bow of a boat crossing the icy Delaware River during the Revolutionary War. The obverse, or head side, continued to feature George Washington's portrait, though with slight design modifications over the years. The mint mark P stands for Philadelphia, where the coin was struck. In total, hundreds of millions of 2021 P quarters were produced. And for the average person, these are just everyday coins. But here's where it gets crazy. Among the millions of regular coins, one quarter was discovered with a jaw-dropping minting error. This specific 2021 P quarter was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a different coin. That means instead of being struck on a quarter-sized copper-nickel blank, it was struck on a different metal altogether. Some reports suggest it was a foreign planchet. Others point to it being a transitional error with the wrong composition or wrong diameter. Either way, this was no ordinary coin. What made it so valuable? Let's break it down. First, rarity. This specific coin is believed to be one of a kind. When an error like this happens, it's not part of a large batch. It's often the result of one planchet slipping through the system. That means one single coin carries the error. And for collectors, that makes it extremely desirable. Second, the condition. This quarter was found in nearly perfect mint state condition. No scratches. No wear. Graded by a top third-party grading service, it received one of the highest designations possible. That kind of quality, combined with a dramatic error, is what dreams are made of in the coin world. Third, the story. This is a modern coin. It's from 2021. And yet, it fetched a price that most people wouldn't believe. It sold through a private collector-to-collector sale for an estimated $1.1 million. That shattered records for any modern quarter and immediately made it one of the most talked-about coins in recent numismatic history. Now you might be thinking, how could something like this happen at the mint? Aren't these coins checked before leaving the facility? The U.S. Mint has very strict quality control, but with billions of coins being produced each year, mistakes do happen. Sometimes a foreign planchet, a leftover from a test strike, or a misfeed results in a wrong coin being struck. If that error goes unnoticed, it can end up in circulation or be scooped up by a sharp-eyed collector. So how do you know if your 2021 P quarter could be worth anything? First, start with the basics. Look at the weight. A normal 2021 P quarter should weigh around 5.67 grams. If your coin feels heavier or lighter, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. Second, check the color and edge. If the coin looks more golden, silvery, or even copper-toned than usual, that could be a sign of a different metal composition. And if the edge is smooth instead of reeded, that's another clue. Third, examine the strike. If the image looks off-center, doubled, or strangely weak in some places, it might indicate a striking error. Sometimes these details are subtle, so using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe is a good idea. And finally, if you think you have something unusual, do not clean the coin. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting the coin authenticated and graded is the best way to establish its true value. Even if you don't have the $1 million version, some 2021 P Washington quarters can still be worth good money. Quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch between $5 and $20 or more. And certain varieties, like die cracks, double dies, or strike-throughs, can raise the value dramatically. Let's talk about another interesting part of this coin's story. The attention it received in the media caused a surge in people checking their change, visiting coin dealers, and submitting coins for grading. This phenomenon created a ripple effect in the market. Suddenly, collectors were paying more attention to modern coins. This changed how people viewed new mint releases and raised awareness of how valuable modern errors can be. What does that mean for you? It means the coins in your wallet might be more valuable than you think. And it also means the time is now if you're considering getting into coin collecting or investing in rare coins. Modern errors are hot. Demand is rising. And the thrill of the hunt is very real. So the next time you get change at the grocery store or empty out your car's cup holder, take a moment and really look at those coins. Flip them. Check the dates. Examine the details. Because that small act of curiosity could lead you to your own $1 million discovery. To wrap it all up, the 2021 P Washington quarter may seem ordinary. But one example of this modern coin became extraordinary. A freak error. A perfect condition. And the right collector at the right time. That's what turned 25 cents into $1.1 million. This story is a reminder that history is still being made in the world of coin collecting. And your change could be worth far more than face value. Thank you for watching. If you found this story fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more incredible coin stories, collecting tips, and rare finds coming your way. Have you ever found a strange or valuable coin in your change? Let us know in the comments below. You might just inspire the next great coin story. Until next time, keep looking, keep learning, and happy hunting. Let me know if you'd like a voiceover version, visual cues for editors, or suggestions for your video title and thumbnail to match this script. Washington Quarter Dollar, focusing on its history, details, and the unbelievable story of one rare coin valued at $1.3 million. The script uses a natural spoken tone and contains no brackets or asterisks, perfect for narration or on-screen presentation. Intro music fades in rarest coins. Welcome back to the channel where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary stories. Today, we are taking a closer look at a coin that might be sitting quietly in your change jar, but has a shocking secret. We're talking about the 1990 P. Washington quarter. On the surface, it's just a 25-cent piece. But behind one version of this coin lies a jaw-dropping value. One coin, one mistake, and a price tag of $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1,300 would be amazing. $13,000 would be incredible. But this is real. A single 1990 P. Washington quarter that sold for over $1.3 million. And today, we're going to break down why, how, and what to look for. This is the story of one of the most stunning modern coin discoveries in American numismatic history. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Over the years, the design has seen some updates, but the 1990 version still carried the traditional look that many Americans grew up with. On the obverse, you've got the profile of Washington, with the word Liberty across the top, the motto "In God We Trust" to the side, and the date at the bottom. If you see a small P just next to Washington's ponytail, that's your mint mark. Standing for the Philadelphia Mint. In 1990, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of Washington quarters. These coins were made using a copper-nickel clad composition, standard for U.S. quarters since the 1970s. For most people, these coins hold no more than face value. You spin them. You collect them in rolls. You see them all the time. But one quarter from 1990, bearing that little P mint mark, ended up in the spotlight for all the right reasons. So what makes this particular coin worth over $1 million? It comes down to a dramatic, once-in-a-lifetime mint error. This specific 1990 P quarter was struck on a gold planchet. That's right. Instead of the standard copper-nickel-clad metal, this quarter was mistakenly struck on a gold-colored blank. Now, the U.S. Mint has used gold planchets for commemorative or special issues, but never for standard circulation quarters. This mistake means that the coin is not only visually different, but also significantly heavier and chemically unique. It was quickly recognized by a sharp-eyed collector who noticed the off-color and unusual thickness. When the coin was tested and confirmed to be struck on the wrong planchet, a precious metal planchet, no less, it instantly became one of the rarest known modern mint errors in the country. But rarity alone isn't enough. It also had to be in top condition. This particular quarter was graded in nearly perfect mint state by a top-tier grading company. That's a huge deal. Grading plays a major role in a coin's value. The sharper the details, the better the surfaces, and the higher the grade, the more a collector will pay. This quarter checked every box. Unique, authentic, historical, and flawless. That's why, when it went up for auction, serious collectors and investors lined up. And when the final bid was accepted, the hammer dropped at $1.3 million. Now let's answer the question you're probably asking yourself. How does a coin like this even happen? And how can $1 million mistake leave the U.S. Mint? The truth is, even with advanced quality control systems in place, errors still slip through the cracks. Every day, thousands of planchets are loaded into presses at the Mint. If one planchet from another coin program or another metal type gets mixed in and is not caught in time, it can be struck and sent into circulation or picked up in bags of newly struck coins. Sometimes these mistakes are caught early. Sometimes they make it out. And once in a while, they change history. Now the big question. Could you have one of these rare 1990 P quarters? Could your next trip to the store include a coin worth more than a Lamborghini? Here's what to look for. First, the color. A normal 1990 P quarter has a silvery tone. If your quarter has a golden tint or seems to have a different metallic shine, take notice. Second, the weight. A standard quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If it weighs significantly more or less, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. Third, examine the edges. A normal quarter has reeded or ridged edges. If the edges are smooth or unusually thick, you may be looking at a striking error. Finally, get your coin professionally examined. Never clean the coin. Doing so will lower its value instantly. Send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC and request a metal composition test. If your coin is struck on the wrong planchet or made of a rare metal, they'll be able to confirm it. Even if you don't strike gold with $1 million find, 1990 P quarters in mint state condition can still be worth far more than face value. Coins graded MS-67 and above can sell for hundreds of dollars or more depending on demand and rarity. Beyond the money, stories like this show how fascinating coin collecting can be. It's not just about dusty old coins from the 1800s. Even coins from the 1990s, coins many of us grew up using in vending machines and arcade games, can be priceless treasures under the right conditions. This one quarter changed the life of the person who discovered it. And the best part? It was hiding in plain sight. Found not in a vault, not in a museum, but in a simple coin collection. That's the beauty of numismatics. History, value, mystery, all wrapped into something as small as a coin.so. Next time you get change at the gas station or dig through your old collection, pay attention. The next $1 million quarter might just be sitting at the bottom of a drawer, waiting for someone like you to recognize its true worth. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin discoveries, hidden treasures, and numismatic deep dives. Got a coin you're curious about? Drop it in the comments below. We read every one. Until next time, keep looking, keep learning, and happy hunting. Let me know if you want help designing a thumbnail, video title, or visual cues for each section of this video.